Hey everybody, it's Matt Green with Glocker Realty. Today we are at Green Allies, Althouse Arboretum, and we're speaking to some folks from that organization. This is the cast at Glocker. We are on every Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Yep.
Jeff, who are you?
I'm Jeff. You already said it. You blew my whole
Did
intro.
I?
Yeah.
I blew the whole thing?
The whole thing, yeah.
All right,
I'm
good.
Jeff Frederick. I'm with Glocker Realty. We are the cast at Glocker, as Matt just said. And we're at Althouse Arboretum, like you just said. Arboretum.
Arboretum.
Yep. I even have it spelled phonetically,
Phonetically?
here.
So
And
that you-
still, it did not come out right. But anyway, we have three guests with us that are part of the Arboretum. And we have Olivia, Sydney, and Ken here. And they're going to tell us all about all the stuff going on here, because there's a lot of stuff. We
There's
know that.
tons of stuff
Tons of
going
stuff.
on at the Althouse Arboretum. I've been coming up here for a couple of years now. I enjoy walking on the nature trails. The one thing that I like about the nature trails here is that the trees and the plants and other stuff, it's labeled.
Yeah.
So if you want to come up and learn about indigenous plants to Pennsylvania, it helps you with your plant and tree ID because everything's labeled.
Yeah, I think that's super interesting.
Who's
Yeah.
involved with that? Who does that kind of stuff?
So the entire arboretum was a student design project.
Okay.
It was created by students and it's managed by students. So all the labeling that you see is actually created by either high school students or college interns that we bring in over the summer.
Okay.
So this place is unique. It's one of the few in the country that actually is a property that's managed by high school students like Olivia and Sydney that we have here today.
Okay. And Olivia and Sydney. Olivia and Sydney.
Yep.
That's a tongue twister. I got to slow down. Tell us a little bit about what you do here and your contribution to the Althouse Arboretum. Let us know what you're into.
Okay, so we are part of the core team of students that manage the property at the Arboretum and plan events for the community. So we plan dozens of events every year, and that includes summer camps. We just had an egg hunt, and we run an organic farm as well.
And Olivia, what are you into? Tell us one thing that's either just passed or coming up that you were directly involved in.
One thing that I'm going to be involved in is the electrical recycling this Saturday.
I'm glad you said that. All right, so this Saturday is April 10th, and there's going to be an electronic recycling event. Where is that going to be held?
It's at Pottsgrove Middle School.
Okay, which is on Buchert Road in Lower Pottsgrove Township, and people are going to be able to bring electronics. Do you want to give them some examples of the types of electronics that they're going to be able to bring?
You can bring TVs, computers, cell phones, old electronics, wires, washers, stoves, all that good stuff that you don't need anymore.
Now, let's say that because I know there's a fee, right? Or there's a suggested donation to participate.
Yeah, there's a $10 donation fee per car.
Now, what if I have an old Gen 1 flat screen with a tube? Will I have to pay extra to get rid of that?
Now you're asking hard-hitting questions.
Now,
Well, Ken-
now
Ken's-
you're throwing it at
Ken-
me.
yeah.
on
Ken's
this one,
here.
yeah.
Ken's here to back them up.
Yeah.
And to help the students out here, the recycling day is set up so that the fee helps us sponsor the event.
Right.
So that's what the donation is for. But so if you bring an old TV, a tube TV,
Yeah.
those are not recycled
Okay.
technically, but they cannot be thrown away in a traditional landfill. So
Right.
the company that we hire takes them and disposes them properly, but there's a fee to that.
Yeah.
So large old TVs can be $35 to $75 to dispose of. So
Okay.
it's very expensive.
I just wanted people to get an idea of what they should be prepared for
Right.
if they bring an item like that.
Yeah.
I brought one to your last event, and it cost me about $40 to get rid of it. But I had no alternative. There was no other place to throw it away. So the $40 to get it out of my attic, because it'd been up there for 5 years, was worth it.
Right.
You know what
And
I mean?
That's part of the problem with the new Pennsylvania's new e-waste law. You are not allowed to dispose of TVs in the trash, and
Right.
at the same time, there's no one to take them.
Right.
So we're providing a service that probably nobody else around here does right now.
Yeah, you're the
so
only ones that
we're
I
the
knew
only
about.
ones. There are a few others periodically, The neat thing about our program is that the company we work with is actually a nonprofit from Philadelphia
Okay.
who uses the recyclables to teach people who just came out of prison job skills
Okay.
to reintegrate back into society. So it's a tremendous service to the community by just recycling your electronics.
Yeah.
But we also at the same time are collecting like air conditioners and some of the
Refrigerators.
small refrigerators,
Okay.
and so we're trying to create as much, and any scrap metal and things like that. We're trying to create an outlet for all these things that are so hard to get rid of. And we added paper shredding this year, which is
I was
something
just
that
gonna
was
ask about
demanded
that.
by us. Yeah,
Right on.
yeah.
So this is April 10th, which is this Saturday coming up,
Yep.
from 9 until 1 o'clock at the Pottsgrove Middle School on Buchert Road. $10 suggested donation. Put a few extra bucks in your pocket if you're going to bring some type of old tube television.
There you got it.
Right? We get.
Exactly.
Did we boil that down
Pretty
enough?
much got it. It's TVs are the only thing that you have to pay for. Everything else is free.
Okay.
And then the donations from that are helping to support the Althouse Arboretum, which you're going to get us into. You're going to tell us about all the other cool stuff. And it's also helping to another nonprofit teach job skills to people just out of prison. Is that correct?
Yep. And it also helps pay for the event because we do get charged for
I
the
gotcha.
different companies. So,
So
yeah,
it's a win-win.
It's win-win.
It's like a grand
Yeah.
slam of wins, right?
you got it.
We've got runners on all bases, and then we hit a home run.
So
And
you can go there and feel good about what you just did. Not only just, okay, I got rid of this stuff that I don't use anymore that's no use to me, but you can feel good about it when you leave. You
Yeah.
say,
Right
this
on.
Is, this is
And
it's
you're
being
gonna
done
see
right.
Students like Sydney and Olivia there. It'll be about 30 to 40 students
Mhm.
pulling the stuff right out of your vehicle. You don't even have to get out of your car, and it's a student-run project.
So it's a big undertaking. I mean, 40 students.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a bit of hands there.
Well, so I have another show called Porchcast Pottstown, and what we've been encouraging people to do is come in the morning to the Althouse Arboretum recycling event at 9 o'clock at Pottsgrove High School, and then drop off your recycling, and then head down to Pottstown and go to Edgewood Cemetery, because they're having an Edgewood Cemetery cleanup day and art show. So you can help the earth in two different ways, and you'll have a whole day's worth of entertainment.
Fantastic.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Good plan.
Right on.
Your Saturday is set now.
There you
Yeah.
go. Your Saturday is set. I just wanted to get that out and right out at the top of the show, because I know a lot of people are interested in that event. I've shared it several times on my
I have
Facebook
as well.
page.
Yep.
Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate. Jeff with Glocker Realty.
Yep.
That's how you can find us on Facebook.
Yep.
And we'll make sure that that event is also posted up at Glocker Realty and Insurance.
Absolutely.
That
Yep.
being said, you can tune into the show, The Cast at Glocker, every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. The Cast at Glocker is on Glocker Realty and Insurance on Facebook and YouTube.
Excellent.
There you go.
So I think one of the most important questions to the people watching right now is a little more information about what Althouse does, and Green Allies, which is, I guess Althouse is where we're sitting right now,
Correct.
and Green Allies is the nonprofit that runs the whole show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Green Allies is a nonprofit that I started.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
That I started actually to create this space. This space was created through a partnership between the Althouse family and Upper Pottsgrove Township. So it was Upper Pottsgrove Township that purchased it as open space, with an agreement that my organization Green Allies would manage this property for the next 99 years.
Okay.
So my organization works with students around the country doing environmental projects, sustainability projects, and this just happens to be our biggest project, obviously.
Okay. So there's many more pieces to Green Allies throughout the country.
Correct. Yeah. So this is our base of operations,
Very cool.
and we're using this as a model for others to follow. We've already had 2 other schools start their own nature centers, outdoor education centers, based on what we've done here.
That's great. That's great.
Hey, girls, you want to give a shout out to your high schools? Your high schools are going to want to know who's sending people to Green Allies. Olivia, what high school do you go to?
Pottsgrove High School.
I go to Owen J. Roberts High School.
So these are all local kids, right, that are coming from Pottstown and the surrounding school districts. and they're helping you out here.
Right. Yeah, we have 5 different high schools represented
Gotcha.
on our leadership team.
How many acres do you have preserved here at this particular site? Do you know?
So the Althouse Arboretum itself is 17 acres
Okay.
of land that's preserved. But then our trail system that the township put in takes you to Prout Farm Park, where we have an organic farm that the students run and manage, and also to Sussel Park, which is another park that we take care of, which has a large fishing pond and a stream and 20 acres of woods.
Right.
So altogether, it's 60 acres.
Okay. Now that's when I've come here to do the hiking trails, because I come here with my girlfriend, we take walks. That's the way we've gone. We've kind of gone down the hill
Yep.
and over to the ponds where you can fish there. We saw some other people fishing there, and that's the route that we generally take.
Yeah.
I guess on another day we'll have to go south and hit the farm. We haven't been over to the organic farm yet.
Yeah. So the organic farm's an exciting project.
Mhm.
Because that is, again, a entirely student-run project.
Right.
In fact, our leadership team is managing each and every vegetable that we grow, and all the food is then, through the Pottstown Hospital, is put together in a CSA for free for families in need in Pottstown and across the region. So we're going to be serving 45 families in need
Okay.
Wow.
this growing season
From this location.
from the Althouse Arboretum here. And it's these girls who are part of this program.
That's
Yep.
cool. Now tell me a little bit about, because I've also been up here for the farmers market, and before the show we were talking, you guys said you're bringing the farmers market back again. You want to give us a little bit of information about that?
Yeah, so the farmers market is every second and fourth Friday of the month, starting the fourth Friday in May. And we have a lot of local vendors come, and they can sell their products, and it's a really great way to get to know artisans in the area.
Right. Is there a favorite artisan or vendor that you're looking forward to have here?
I like the person that sells honey. They have really great honey.
So come for the honey. Anything else?
And I've heard the bread is very good as well.
The bread.
And
Okay.
you know what? Those two go together perfectly.
Yeah.
Put
There
the
you
honey on the
go.
bread and
Oh,
you got a
with
meal.
a little bit of butter, you'd
Yeah.
be set. That's lunch. That's
Yeah.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in addition to that, I know that there's a whole list of stuff that we want to try to hit. So I'm just trying to guide it along as best I
Yeah,
can.
so you know, if someone comes here on any given day, are you open at what's your like what time are you open? Are you open every day? Are you open
We're open every day dawn to dusk. Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
And if someone comes here, what are the things they can expect to do? If they just come here and they say, "What do I do?" What do you have for them?
So, well, we have right now for somebody who's just coming on their own to visit. We have our trail system set up. For
So the
them
walking trails, which we talked about, plus
Yep.
the
as part of the trail system, we also have a children's forest trail
Okay.
for young kids. And along that trail, we have certain features for young kids: a little playhouse, sandbox, a little
Zip line.
maze.
The zip line.
Oh, we have a small zip line.
You have a zip line?
Fan favorite.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
a fan favorite, yes. And so we get about 11,000 people here each year just walking our
Okay.
trails. Yeah,
Okay.
for that.
And then the special events. So I think one of the things that I kind of want to talk about, and I want you to talk about, is what you did here just this past weekend on Easter. And then while you're doing that, I'm going to start up the slideshow that has some pictures that you sent us from the different things. So if you cover the slideshow, covers the Easter event, it covers your low ropes course, right? And it talks about the trails. So we've talked about the trails. So if you cover what you did on the Easter event and your low ropes course, you'll be explaining what's in the slides, because I know you can't see them. But I'm telling you, that's what's going to be up on the
hit,
screen.
nudge, nudge.
So
Well-
I'm going to start that up right now.
Okay. And I'm going to turn the Easter egg hunt over to the girls.
They seem pretty excited
So-
about what just happened last weekend.
So the Easter egg hunt was actually planned. Well, Cindy, you were on the planning committee for the Easter egg hunt, so this is a perfect opportunity for you to explain. And Olivia, you were the most ambitious volunteer for the Easter egg hunt. So we got the two best people here to talk to.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, yeah, we had the Easter egg hunt, and we had well over 100 people show up for that, and we put eggs out on the trails, and then they could come back in the meadow, and we had games for all the kids to play, and it was pretty safe for COVID. We were sanitizing everything. Everyone had to wear masks, and we had all the time spread out. All the kids loved it. It was a great time for them. We had lots of different eggs, candy bags, games.
One of the things that was hard last year, we weren't able to have the egg hunt because of COVID, but this year we've discovered how to set up time slots so that families can come, but the property isn't overwhelmed by the number of people and everybody can stay socially distant. So we had 2 trails set up this year, one designed for older kids and one for younger kids. And at the end of the trail, there were games that the kids could play, and then they left. So it was a really great single flow route that was safe for COVID and fun at the same time.
And you guys were, as you said, were very excited that you could do that this year.
Right.
Since you didn't get to do it last year.
And it took a little creativity on the students' part to
Yeah.
be able to figure that out and come up with a way that we could actually do it.
In talking to you earlier, you said that this is mostly student run here. I mean, I'm sure they're overseen and they have discussions with you, but for the most part, the students come up with plan the events and how to make them work properly, I guess, huh?
Yeah, and that's what makes this place special.
Yeah.
It's very rare that you see students running large community events where we have several hundred people show up, and it's kind of unique because you can look out over the landscape of this event of the Easter egg hunt, and you will not find a single adult working at the event. All the adults are down in front here, parking cars and doing that stuff. The rest is all run by these guys. But there's a secondary purpose to events here, and that is that we try to get people outdoors, into nature, and walking.
Yeah.
So this Easter egg hunt is different in that we make them walk the trail. So the longer trail was almost a third of a mile.
Yeah.
Looking for eggs, and that was all put together. The whole entire event was organized by the students. They designed the system that we used, and they ran the event.
So you said earlier that you had 40 students going to be at the electronic event coming up.
Mm-hmm.
How many students are here?
So our leadership team is made up of 19 students
Okay.
From 5 different high schools. It's their responsibility to lead the programs, not volunteer at them. So it's their responsibility to go out and get volunteers back at their own home schools
Okay.
and bring them out for the events. And then this group here, like Sydney and Olivia, they're the ones that are supervising the other students, making sure that the event runs smoothly.
Okay. So it just could be as many as they gather up for each event.
Some events, I mean, things like this egg hunt, we had probably
30
about 30
volunteers.
about 30 volunteers. The recycling day is a little bit bigger. It's far more extensive, so we're going to need more. And so we have other events that we run where we need just 2 or 3 volunteers, while others we need 40 or 50 volunteers.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Is there a particular club or type of club from the high school that you guys like to go to and try to get volunteers from? Do you want to give us an idea of the types of different high school clubs are your best volunteers for these types of events?
At my school, we have a club called Spark the Wave, which focuses on volunteer work within the community. And a lot of times our school will go to them and say hey, do you have any volunteers we could use for this event? And a lot of time there's a pretty good show out for that.
At my school, we have a branch of the Leo Club, and our branch is actually the largest in the country, so we have over 200 kids involved in that. So I reach out to the leader of the club, and we get a lot of kids to sign up and come over here, and they're very helpful.
Okay.
Good. Nice.
So this would also be good for schools that have an environmental science program or environmental science club, or even any type of outdoor oriented club too, right?
Yeah, we actually have classes come here usually in the fall and in the spring from several different high schools. They're environmental classes. We don't do a lot of outreach to the schools.
Okay.
Most of the people that we get on leadership team have volunteered at events. And have volunteered several times, and then we invite them to join the leadership team.
Okay.
I And I think also we did, I think Cindy, you came in through our, we do a youth empowerment day where we have all the students come here from all different high schools, and we bring in all the nonprofits from the region.
Okay.
So the high school students can learn about what the nonprofits are doing and how to get involved.
Okay.
And I think we somehow hooked Sydney into our program and got her involved there.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, I went to Youth Empowerment Day, and then I volunteered for one of the summer camps, and after being there for a couple of weeks, I was asked to join the core team, and it was definitely, I'm very glad that I came to summer camp those few weeks.
And that's a good segue, I think, because they have summer camp registration happening now, right? Or opening up soon.
Well, we
Cut.
we opened up our summer camps on February 1st this year to open it up for people to sign up their children. It was sold out by February 14th.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's a good.
That's
thing.
good.
Yeah,
So that's
very
good. Yeah, that's a good thing. We had 9 weeks of camp, it's so right now we're in the process of planning and preparing and getting things ready. Olivia played a major role last year in the summer camps and was one of our top volunteers. And really, it makes it special because the summer camps are run. The curriculum is actually written by high school students, approved by my camp director and myself.
Yeah.
And then they put the activities together for the kids. So it's all run by high school students, and the camps are for kindergarten through 4th grade.
Okay.
And so it's a unique setup. The young kids really like that format, and I think it provides the high school students to use some of their creativity in some of the camp activities. So.
And what's the time for the camp? Like, is it daily? Like, what time to what time?
Usually they start about 9 o'clock, but we do have before care that the parents can sign up for, and then there's half day that goes until 12, and then there's full day that runs until 4, and we also have aftercare if they need that as well.
And from what date to what date does that run?
Oh boy, this year we start June 14th.
Okay.
And it goes to, I think, all the way through August 20th.
Okay.
Wow. So it's the whole summer.
And
The
it's
whole
all
summer,
and it's weekly. So the kids can sign up for 1 week. Each week has a different theme.
Oh, okay.
And so they sign up for 1 week, or they can sign up for all of them if they want.
I
Each of
gotcha.
the students can plan one of the weeks, so that's really unique as well.
Right.
So each one of the student volunteers, or each one of the students participants in the
No.
camp? Clarify that.
Members on the core team plan a week of camp.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then that's what you're saying. The students are responsible for designing the curriculum.
Exactly.
Okay. There
Yep.
you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
So there's memberships available here, correct?
Yes, there is.
Tell
Yeah.
me about that.
So we run a community membership program. So what we do is we ask for $19 a month. It's a monthly dues, and that membership gives all kinds of benefits, including a free week of camp
Okay.
for their children, or they can become part of our CSA at our organic farm. They can pick one or the other.
What's the
A
CSA?
CSA, Community Service Agriculture. So
Okay.
that's where you pay up front, and then every week or 2 weeks you get food in return.
Oh, okay.
So in this
Yeah.
case, our members will be able to get food every other week. We're doing something really special and really unique, actually, for the entire community, but our members will get it for free. But we are going to do an online ordering system, because one of our biggest issues with free CSAs that we give out is that a lot of the food goes to waste.
Yeah.
People don't know how to use it. It's too much, or they just are not ready for it.
Okay.
So what we're going to do this year is we're going to allow anyone in the community to order online in the morning. The students will harvest that food, bag it, and leave it on the porch here at the Arboretum, where you can pick it up in the evening.
Wow. That's,
Okay.
That's
so,
great.
So you can order for your dinner that night if you want.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that people will know what to expect and when to expect it, which
Exactly.
will help them meal plan so that it doesn't get wasted.
Exactly.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
So,
How long does the CSA program run? How do you run that through the fall, or is it just through the summer?
it goes from the 3rd week in June. It will be our first harvest, and it goes all the way through the end of September.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, up on the screen, it says althousearboretum.org. That's your website, right?
That's the website for this location.
Okay.
It's also green-allies.org is the website for the organization itself.
Okay. And where would somebody go in order to find out specifically about like the CSA, the camp, the trails? Would they go to althousearboretum.org for that?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then if you're living in the area and you want to get in your car and drive up here to Gilbertsville Road, what's your address here on Gilbertsville Road?
Right. We're at 1794 Gilbertsville Road. The GPS will take you to the nearest intersection, so you have to look for our entrance just up from the intersection.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And this is on Gilbertsville Road. You guys are in Upper Pottsgrove Township,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
And the mailing address is Pottstown, Pennsylvania 19464.
Correct.
There you go. Althouse Arboretum.
Did we talk about the low road?
We did not.
I
We're
never got to the
waiting.
low road.
We're
There-
waiting for low
There's something
roads.
very special about this because they keep on dodging that one.
I know, but see, here's the thing. I wanted to make sure that people knew exactly how to connect with these folks
Yeah,
because we're
absolutely.
firing them up with all kinds of great activities and ways to get involved. So just by following the prompts that are on the screen for this video, somebody's going to be able to get in contact with the people here at Althouse Arboretum. That's the number one question we have gotten while we were promoting the show. Where is it? And how can I find it?
And there's been people in and out the whole time that we've been here.
Oh, the
Yeah.
entire time. And then you brought is this a student group in
This is actually
behind
our
us?
core team behind us.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is we're having a meeting tonight to kind of plan out our activities for April.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's
All
why
right.
they're here tonight.
So
the whole crew is here.
the whole crew, the entire core team.
Team.
There you
Correct.
go.
Yeah.
And they're getting everybody lined up. So when you reach out and sign up at Althouse Arboretum, the people in the pavilion behind us are the ones responsible for bringing you all these great activities.
Exactly.
So tell us about these low ropes, man.
I'm not going to get away with that, am I?
No.
So one of the unique things about the property is that we wanted to put in something to promote leadership because we are all about developing leadership in students. And one of those leadership skills is teamwork. So we put together a low ropes course. It's not a high ropes course where you're up high in the trees.
Yeah, we have pictures of it.
Yeah,
it's
so
it's
we're
low. It's
talking-
about 2 or 3 feet off the
Yes,
ground.
every challenge is 2 or 3 feet off the ground. They're not easy challenges, but the idea is that it develops this teamwork and leadership skills. So we actually do a lot of businesses
Okay.
where the employees to get to know each other a little bit better.
Yeah, team
The-
building.
Team
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
We do a lot of that. And then we use the ropes course for leadership building with students.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah,
All right.
I like it.
Now we've covered everything on the slideshow.
Okay.
I can turn it off because we've
Yeah, go
covered
ahead.
all the stuff.
Yep.
All right, and we'll move on to the next.
So, what have we not covered? I mean, we had some questions for you that we thought of before we came here. Is there something that you want to get across to us that we haven't asked you yet?
One of the big events we have coming up is Wellness Week, which is going to be May 16th through the 22nd. And almost every day of that week, we're going to have a different activity or something to participate in for the community that promotes physical, mental, and emotional well-being, especially during COVID.
Yeah.
So we're really looking forward to that. We're going to be promoting that shortly. So stay geared for information about that.
What is the dates again for that? Throw that out there again. It's in May,
May 16th through the 22nd.
and that's going to be Wellness Week.
Yes.
Who are you partnering up with for Wellness Week? Is there other organization that you're partnering up with?
Yes, one of our main partners is the Pottstown Hospital. We're having a whole Pottstown Hospital Day, which is going to be the Thursday of that week, where we have walks with a doctor, and different kinds of doctors will be able to walk with members of the community, so it creates more connection between healthcare providers and people in the area.
Cool.
Yeah, that's great.
That sounds like a great idea, great event.
And we have some more activities too. Cindy is the one who actually created this idea.
And
Okay.
Brielle, she's
And
another
Brielle
member of the core team.
Yeah, Brielle's
Okay.
back there somewhere.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, being, I don't know, trapped in your house forever, not being able to get out.
Yeah.
I think coming here alone is it would help you with
Mental
wellness.
health.
Yeah, mental
Yes.
health. Yeah, just
Well, I
walking around, feeling.
Yeah, I think the other part of it too is that there's a certain amount of white coat anxiety, right?
Sure.
And if you can build those connections in a more natural environment outside of the hospital, it should help people be able to communicate with their medical provider a little bit better.
Yeah.
Have more of a comfortable relationship, a more casual relationship. The medical provider might actually be able to learn more about you and your lifestyle,
Right.
which could help in diagnosis, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a 5K run and walk. We have a goose run for kids. So
Okay.
kids.
What's a goose run?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. You gonna be out here chasing
I
a
think
goose?
I'm
That's
gonna
what
let-
I
might,
hope. That's what I'm hoping.
I might come to watch that.
So it's kind of similar to a scavenger hunt, but it's
Okay.
going to be a family-friendly run throughout the trails. You have to come to see what it's all about.
Oh man.
That's a good teaser, though.
Cliffhanger.
Good
Cliffhanger.
teaser.
Yeah.
I don't know. She might have a career in marketing.
That's right.
What's that event again, and when's that coming up?
That's Wellness Week, May 16th through the 22nd.
And the Goose Run is part of that?
Yes, that's going to
Oh,
be on the
okay.
Friday of that week.
Okay, there you go.
Friday. Go ahead, check it out.
I think so. I might be swinging by.
Yeah.
So we've covered a lot of territory.
think so,
I'm
yeah.
looking at the counter, but I would say we've probably been at least a half an hour to 40 minutes. So
Okay.
I know that you have some events that you want to go down. Do we get out enough of your calendar events? I think that's what Jeff's
Yeah.
hammering at. We want to make sure,
We make sure we covered
that we
everything
covered
before.
enough stuff for
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
before we get into our next segment, which is what's going down
in Boyertown.
in Boyertown.
Oh my.
So listen, as we're talking about what's going down in the area, if there's something that you're doing or you know of something else going on, please feel free to chime in. This is group participation
Got it.
project.
Got it. Okay.
So Jeff, what's going down in Boyertown?
So I got contacted by Donna, who is part
our-
of Green Allies,
Our
correct?
development coordinator. Correct.
Okay. And she has on her farm, she has goat yoga. Have you ever heard that?
I've heard of goat yoga. Yes.
So she wanted me to advertise that their signups are available now.
Okay.
So so I was interested. I'm like, I've heard of goat yoga. I know it's been all the rage the last couple of years,
Right.
and it definitely interests me.
Right. Right.
So I'm going to look into this goat yoga. I'm
Okay.
going to learn some stuff, and I'm going to bring that out in my blog this week.
okay.
Yep. And then I'll give all the contact information to Donna's farm where you can do it yourself.
Experience
you can experience
goat
goat
yoga.
yoga.
And what's the name of your blog for all the new watchers?
It is well, the website is jeffknowsboyertown.com, and the blog is What's Going Down in Boyertown, and it comes out every week on Thursday.
right
Every
on.
Thursday.
And every Wednesday at 6 o'clock is the cast at Glocker,
Yep.
where you can catch a little glimpse of what's going on
Right.
in Boyertown. And the other part of it, too, is we really did start this show to help promote businesses and nonprofits in our area. Obviously, COVID has an enormous impact on everybody, and the ways that we were networking in the past just have been shut down. So what we figured we could do is by using virtual technology is set up some ways for businesses and nonprofits to network with the community via our show. So that's the concept behind the cast at Glocker.
We appreciate the opportunity.
No problem. And if you have a business or you're part of a nonprofit organization that would like to come on the cast at Glocker, it's real easy.
Real easy.
Call us and ask.
Yeah.
Or send our producer an email. Our producer is Jen Seville, and her email is super easy.
Super easy.
Jen@glocker.com. And we'll get you on the show.
Absolutely. We love to have everybody. So it's an event blog, What's Going Down in Boyertown, but it covers the whole Boyertown surrounding area.
Right.
I mean, all around. And so, of course, Althouse Arboretum. I said it
You
right.
got it.
Yeah, I got it. They're always, you'll find them always on the blog, everything that's going on. Donna
We
is
talk
very
about
good at-
Althouse
Often,
regularly.
yeah.
It's
Mhm.
one of the organizations or one of the places that we talk about on a pretty frequent basis.
I personally love what they're doing here, so I like to get it out there to as many people as I can. So that's one way to do it. So, of course, their electronic event, we mentioned at the beginning of the show and maybe a couple times between. But their electronic event is this Saturday from 9 to 1. So that's going to be big. Everybody, if you have that electronic sitting around, you should do something with them instead of just leave it in your house and collect
No,
dust.
mine was just collecting dust.
Yeah,
the TV
and
that
taking
I had
up space and
it didn't work
Yeah.
anymore, and I don't know why I was hanging on to it. Now I feel lighter.
Nice. You're not carrying around that TV on your back anymore.
No, man, get rid of it.
All I could think about was that TV. But another event that's going on in Boyertown Park is Story Walk. Boyertown Library holds this. So that's just starting up this Wednesday again, which is the day that we'll be airing this show.
Okay.
But it's every Wednesday in the month of April from 9 to 5, so you still have plenty of time to go and get rid of your electronics, and then you can shoot over there and do the story walk where you're just, they have a story, the story When Spring Comes is the name of the story. That's by Kevin Hankis and Laura Dronzek. And they'll have the little storyboard set up as you're walking through the paths at Boyertown Park.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so that's a good thing to take the kids to.
Get them out of the house.
Yep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going on every Wednesday for this month. And this Friday, the Other Farm Brewery is just started up last week. They just started up their outdoor music again.
Yeah.
So they're having Daniel Bauer. Do you
Okay.
ever hear him?
I don't know. I can't
So
say
he
that.
is with the. Let me see if I'm going to. If I won't forget here.
You're putting yourself on the spot.
I know. What did I do that for? He is with the Manatawny Creek Ramblers. At least
Okay.
used to be.
I-
And I'm sure
I
you've
have
seen
heard
them,
the
right?
Manatawny Creek Ramblers.
Yeah.
We saw them at Pickfest
Pickfest,
one
right,
time. That's
right.
right. Yeah.
Really good. And Dan Bauer does a great job on his own as well. So a great show to see. That's happening he's playing between 5 and 8 at their outdoor setup there.
Yeah, the beer garden.
The beer garden, right. You can get
I was just there on Friday for lunch.
Were you?
Yeah, I had a closing on Friday, and then after the closing, I took my clients out for lunch.
And were you out in the beer garden?
Another reason to pick me as your real estate agent. You might get
You'll
free
take
lunch.
you out to lunch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we didn't sit outside. The beer garden wasn't open, but we went inside to the other farm. And here's what I'm saying: the food and the drinks were excellent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't go wrong giving it a shout. And it's a local place, locally owned restaurant. They source local food, and
Yep.
of course, it's local beer.
Yeah.
Support local.
Support local. That's what we're all trying to do here.
Come on.
Grind Restaurant that night, it's Friday night. They are. Oh man, I didn't.
What did you do?
I didn't write down who's playing.
But I bet you if you go to their Facebook page or
Yes.
website, it'll be on there.
Hey, I'm learning from Sydney. You just leave him hanging.
Yeah, that's right. Look it up, kid.
Grind Restaurant is having someone good play.
Yes, go check it out.
From 9 to 12. So here you got a Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
You can go out from 5 o'clock, get something to eat at the other farm, watch some music, and then shoot over for drinks or something at the Grind and watch
You could
somebody
see
else
two
play.
bands.
Yeah, one night.
Come on.
Yeah, I know. State Theater still has Godzilla versus Kong playing.
Godzilla.
So
That's how they say it. That's how they say it in Japan.
Really?
Godzilla. Yeah.
all right.
I'll
I gotta
look it
watch
up.
my Godzilla. I used to watch Godzilla all the time when I was
All
a
the
kid.
time.
Yeah,
Creature double feature.
that's right.
Ken watched some Creature double feature,
Oh,
didn't
yes.
How could
I
you
remember
not?
it well, yes. I remember
This
many
younger
cities being
generation's
knocked
missing out.
Well, they can go to the State Theater and see a single feature.
Right.
Yeah, not the double feature, though,
The
unfortunately.
state's that's another great organization in our in Boyertown, in our area.
Yep,
And go check them out.
absolutely.
What else do you have?
That's
Is
what
that
I
it?
got. That's what I
you
have.
got?
There's much more. So you have to go on the blog and check it out. What's going down in Boyertown.com.
There you go. Jeff knows Boyertown.com.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to go back through this one more time just so
Sure.
we get it out, because as we know, when we premiere this episode on Wednesday, people are going to come in and out. So before we go off the air, we're going to say April 10th from 9 to
One.
1 at Pottsgrove Middle School on Bookert Road is the recycling event for Althouse Arboretum. $10 suggested donation. Bring a few extra bucks in your pocket if you have a tube TV that you want to recycle. They're going to be recycling metal, paper, electronics, pretty much you name it. You can probably recycle it on Saturday from 9 to 1 at Pottsgrove Middle School.
Correct.
These two lovely ladies helped set up the event and are working here at Green Allies and Althouse Arboretum to bring all of the events that's going on, right? Thank you for joining
Many hands
us.
here. Many
yes.
hands.
Many hands.
Yep.
You represented your respective high schools well.
Yes,
Let me see if I
absolutely.
can remember this. Pottsgrove and Springford.
Owen J.
No.
Roberts.
Owen J. Roberts.
Not Springford.
Ooh.
You're gonna get in trouble now.
Is there a Springford person on your leadership committee?
No.
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 So let's throw a gauntlet down. Springford, you better step up to the plate because Pottsgrove and Owen J are repping.
Represent.
All right, folks.
Yeah.
Ken, any last parting words for the folks out there?
I just want to make sure everyone's aware that these students work hard. This is all done outside of school. They get no credit. It's all volunteer, and it's all for the community.
Right.
And that's what it's all about.
That's right. And that's why we started the cast at Glocker, is to support local nonprofits and local businesses. We want to support our local communities, and we want to give people a platform for continuing their networking until we can, quote unquote, get back to normal. So hopefully after the vaccines are rolled out, we'll be able to go back to networking in the ways that we did in the past. In the meantime, the cast at Glocker is here every Wednesday night at 6-ish. You can contact Jen Seville at jen@glocker.com if you would like to appear on the air. My name is Matt Green at Glocker Realty. Actually, I'm Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate. That's how you can find me on Facebook and the World Wide
Trip it
Web.
up yourself.
I am.
Yeah.
I have another show called Porchcast Pottstown, which is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can find us on YouTube, Porchcast Pottstown.
All right.
Jeff.
I'm Jeff Frederick with Glocker Realty. Actually, Jeff, now I'm tripping myself
Self up, yeah.
Yeah, it's Jeff at Glocker. You can just put that in, Google it, Jeff at Glocker, I'll come up.
There you go, folks. Thanks for watching the show. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like the show and share it to your news groups and your news feed. The more we share the show, the more the word gets out, the more people know what's going down in Boyertown. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in.